I have personally had a fantastic week, and I hope you have done the same. I've done a lot of side area crap, as you're gonna realize pretty quickly. Nothing you really want to see, mostly just grinding for our build, because our build requires a lot of fucking levels. However, I think it's about time I unveil to you what exactly I'm going to be doing. Okay. So, okay. Here we are. Here's our build thus far. We're level 63. Our primary stats are strength and endurance. My seat is falling apart. Yes. There we go. Our primary stats are strength and endurance. We have a goal today. We have a bit of a goal to do. I have found an item. This, right here. This was in a side area. This item, while wearing it, gives us more currency from killing enemies repeatedly. So before we go into what is probably the worst dungeon in the entire game, we're going to grind a little bit. Specifically, we're going to level up one more time. Because we are going to get our second suit of armor, probably this episode. You recognize where I am? This place is right below where we fought Ceaseless Discharge. It's right below where we fought Ceaseless Discharge. It's like on that little pedestal area we went down before. This is right down there. This is actually one of the primary bosses you have to beat here. Well, end the game. Unfortunately, we can't enter the game. Yes. Uh-oh. There you are. Hello, sir. There we are. I think we might also need... Oh yeah? What is it? Let me hear it, let me hear it. There. Curse techniques, yeah, curse techniques are a little bit odd. Mutants and masterminds. Never heard of... Oh, actually, I remember something about it. I have actually heard of that. Oh, there we go. Alright, we got another level. Yeah, I remember you telling me about it. Usually when it comes to stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen, I just brute force it and just make an entire system from scratch. So having a system that's kind of pre-made for something like that might be nice. There. Another one of these. Nope, can't even put on a fucking Rigadine. The weight system in this game is very broken. Although, we can at least wear our new armor. So I've already gone ahead and bought parts of the new armor. You will see how amazing it is. You can already kind of see it there. The new armor is quite large. Where's the thing? There it is. As you can see, it's quite large, made out of multiple flexible metal plates. We're going to be wearing the full set here in a few moments. It does unfortunately nerf our damage a little bit though, as you can see. We go from one-shotting, but not quite one-shotting. We can use the greatsword with this. So this is the newest weapon I've been using. If we swap to the sorcerer's black pants, we can use the greatsword with it. Ooh. That's a rare attack he just did right there. Oh, you can't break them out of their poise while they're doing that. Did not know that. God, I feel kind of nauseous. Goddamn. I just got done dealing with the cow. We're gonna slaughter our cow soon. So we've been making sure she's alright. Sometime in the next 5 or so months. We've been kind of debating on when to do it. We knew we wanted to do it after winter. Sometime in the spring. But we're thinking about pushing it back this summer. At least things are better. I gotta... She's one of those Cuban cows. Well, she doesn't produce very much milk, but she is very durable to the heat and has an easy time grazing. Because we don't have the biggest field for her. I forget what they're called. I forget what they're called. She is. She's a breed meant for meat. I know that for a fact. She's a breed meant for meat and not for milking. She doesn't actually produce very much milk at all. And her milk is very thick and creamy. It's not like milk. It's better to be used for butter. Yeah, that's unfortunate. A little bit more randomly. She's a real old meat cow. I forget, she's a Cuban breed. She's from Cuba. But I forget what her breed is. She's all brown. She's entirely brown with a little bit of hair on the top of her head. And we only really have to put her inside during the winter months. Because she's made for... Oh, God, are you kidding me? She's made for the heat. She can take the heat really, really well. Also, we have slaughtered a couple milk cows. Mostly really, really fucking old ones. 1, 2... 444. So this greatsword is a seldom used weapon in this game. Most people do not use this weapon because its attacks very slow. And it actually has somewhat low damage compared to all the other ultra greatswords in the game. To make up for this, however, as you can see, its stagger is insane. I stagger these guys in one strike. A single strike. I can stagger them. It staggers one of the highest in the game, right next to the Dragon God axe. But that's like one of the worst weapons in the game for a multitude of reasons. We can also use a couple other weapons now that we couldn't before. Like, we can now use, where is it? We can effectively use the Great Axe if we two-hand it. Same thing with the Demon Axe. We can effectively wield the Great Club with one hand. We've been doing pretty well. Oh yeah? Go ahead. Two, three, four. Yeah, I need to get out flesh. What's even over there? Probably nothing. There's probably nothing over there. There's probably nothing over there. Wow, that's an achievement. That is an achievement. Like, that's incredible. The chances of that. You have to honestly try to make something horrendous. Nope. 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 Still not enough. Still not enough. Rating of 2.5. Snow White has a rating of 2.2. Huh. Well, hold on. I'll be right back. Someone is already calling me to do something. God damn. Sorry, I had to let the dog out, unfortunately. I had no idea where they went. Oh. Ooh, okay. God, the air is so windy where I am that it made my mouth dry. Blech. Okay. Alright, let's continue. Ooh, 2.2. In the meantime, why, thank you kindly, Draco. You know... Oh, fuck. These guys. Okay, so these guys, when you kill them, they don't drop any souls, but they do this. And drop a fuck ton of really irritating enemies. I fucking hate them. They're like zombies that are infested with parasite eggs. Yeah, 2.2 is a little insane. I mean, it sucked. Absolutely, no doubt. It's a live-action Disney movie. They all suck. Maybe The Lion King was pretty good, but that's about it. That's how badly those movies suck. That's a perfect example of it. Those movies suck so poorly that having any character that is a human in the movies makes them significantly worse. You can't even have a human aspect in the movie or it'll be bad. Truly a testament to art of our time. So, here's what's up. In the next few moments, I will be going up and making our way into Seth's fortress. Seth's fortress is by far the most difficult part of this game. By far, in fact. There's basically no competition. Oh my god, I never thought about that. I guess they really didn't tailor the role to their actors. Or you can't really do that with Snow White though, because the role's already been made. You didn't tailor your actors to your role, which is something you need to do. There's a reason, like, the English dub of something like, what the fuck? The English dub of something like a Dragon is so good, because the people who voice them in English aren't all native speakers to that language, to Japanese, and they're able to understand what the lines mean a lot more often, which means they're the perfect people for that role. But for some reason, Hollywood doesn't like to do that anymore, even though that's one of the big things that allows them to exist. It's not like people are gonna suddenly start liking your shitty movies. You just won't make any more movies one day. Why they continue to do this, I have no idea. Let me read something real quick. 900. God damn, that's a lot. God damn. German cultural appropriation. I mean, that's probably the closest thing to a cultural appropriation you'll ever see. Especially in Hollywood. It just sucks so much. Thing is, like, it's not even entertaining. The CGI is scary. Not even bad. It's just bad to a point where it doesn't even look normal. Or like it could exist. Going even past the looks, it's just a bad movie. It's Snow White. You don't need to take a weird spin on it. But for some reason, it's just the actors are just so poor and bad. Apparently the main actress is a real bitch too. Apparently she just kind of hated everyone on set and constantly complained about everything. Yeah. It's also just like, when you're acting in something, you have to bring a proper amount of energy to it. The entire film, it felt like she was doing it to disappoint her dad. Like, that's the kind of performance that she was giving. Like, she was doing it specifically to disappoint her father, and that's the entire attitude she had throughout the entire movie. And that is really fucking sad! Oh yeah! Framped. This guy. Hello, Framped.
Hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening?
Indeed.
I am the primordial servant, King Savfk, close friend of the great Lord Wind, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening.
Mm-hmm.
I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment? Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead.
God.
Your fate is to succeed the great Lord Wind, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
God. Although he might make a better Snow White.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something?
Oh yeah, he can do this fucking weird shit. So you can feed him items for random items to be spat back at you. Like this. I just gave him shit. He just ate shit. And then he gave me money. I just fed him garbage. I give him large titanite shores, titanite chunks.
Those who seek the realm of lords must brave Sen's fortress, a deadly house of traps. Many have gone before you, but none have returned.
Oh my god, Disney. I fucking hate Disney.
Farewell.
Yeah, that's framed. Look at the size of his teeth. He has like a fucking chewing tobacco addiction. Anyways, that's framed. But he is quite the odd fella. Disney ends acting careers, basically. Nowadays, there's nothing good none of them can ever possibly do. In every regard, they are usually pretty bad. Yeah, good luck with that. They wanted to get the streaming rights to it. I think they already got the streaming rights, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna be good. There's no way they could ever possibly succeed with any amount of money. Disney has no integrity whatsoever. They want the streaming rights to it, which I don't think they actually ended up getting, because I do remember it can be streamed on other platforms. I've seen at least 3 other anime platforms that stream it. Ah, yes. Yes. I mean, they're bad to begin with, except for One Piece. The One Piece show was actually good. So there's not much worse they could do on that. 6.
I'll be seeing you. Be careful.
Okay, let me check. Let me check something. Let me text. Let me check something. Here it is. 6. We can, and 4.
Well, you need it.
We can actually fit a broadsword. We could also potentially fit a bastard sword in there. It's considered a great sword, though. Well, like Preacher? No, Preacher, the other one. I forget what it's called. The Pope's Exorcist, like that. That was pretty good. These fucking things are the exact same. Do they have different movesets? No. The Popeye horror movie. Hey, you know what? Don't diss that universe, alright? That's a good universe. That's a good universe. Alright, listen. That's 100% shield.
Well,
The mediocrity of modern anything. 6. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. That's a really stupid universe, but I find it quite funny. This actually has better scaling for damage. Well, this one has thrust attacks. I don't want thrust attacks. As good as they are for dealing damage, sweeps are kind of what I'm using these weapons for. Make it a +6. Nope. +6. There's still a little bit of weight to spare for the pants. Alright, so this armor set, as you can already tell by the shape of our body, we don't actually have the pants on yet, so we're gonna go buy it. Where do you get the pants and the rest of the ingredients we need to upgrade our weapons? This fucking place. Now, I've already done a good chunk of the dungeon. Mostly just to get the items inside of it so I don't have to go on stream wandering around in the fucking darkness of this hellish place. This is Seth's fortress. Seth's fortress. As you can see, the enemies here have quite a bit of power to them. We're actually going to ignore most of the enemies moving through here. Ooh. Goodbye. There. They have quite a bit of defense. So do we, honestly. They have this weird feature where you need to do a certain amount of damage to them for it to count it as actual damage, or they'll just basically take nothing. We're going to ignore all of it. As you can see, the place is filled with fucking traps. Hanging axe traps seem to be a personal favorite of whoever made the place. These enemies have fuckloads of enemies. Now the thing is, we could do real damage to them. We equip one of the heavier weapons. Like this quick one. As you can see, they still take basically no damage. Oh, I still damage as well. That's something we can do if we want to, is we can put on back on our greatsword. Marvel, Star Wars, so for an anniversary showing. Yeesh. Once again, no. We can do that. That's probably more worth it. If I get hit by one of these axes, I'm fucking toasted, by the way. I can't even survive it even slightly. There we go. This is a rolling ball trap. You can see by how the stairs are shaped. You gotta get out of here fast. So much. Marvel is very hard to sell nowadays anyways. Just because of how it actually is and how it's written. I wonder if I could fit in the safe spot. Oh, I can't. I'm actually a little bit too wide. Arrow traps. They're fucking great. More swinging axes. Guy that shoots lightning at the top of the stair. Guy who ambushes us as soon as we turn around. There we go. Asshole who shoots lightning at us while we're on this tiny ass beam on the left. We have to kind of like do this weird shuffle. People usually put a message right there to mark where the safe spot is. Bless them. Yeah. See how horrible this place is? Yeah, they're just not very good. And here's the bonfire. A lot of them are just straight up bad. Or are poorly written, or there's no soul in it to actually make it worth using. Using? I feel like it's a weapon. Actually worth viewing. I think they should have just ended it after Infinity War. I know that's not how money works, but god damn it if they want to make it. Instead of just spending it all the time, they should make a new fucking property. That isn't about just some random hitman who's lived a normal life up until now and has to return to his old life of hitman activities. There's like 5 of those movies. There's a whole universe. Honestly, just make a new property. Make something new, something daring, something people will like. Huh. He's 0 frame me. Why is that? They can. It's like Nintendo. They can have original ideas. Sometimes. But their original ideas usually come in the form of very, very good animated films that are a complete one-off and have nothing after them. Or they're completely ruined from a sequel, as Disney usually does. And our goal is to not die from this jump. There we go. Now we can put on some pants. Because this guy will sell the heavy armor that we're looking for. The Katarina pants. And the Katarina helm, if you have enough for it.
There you go, another brave soul. Yeah, the beauty.
And now we have this, that. This. For the set. Can't even roll. Yeah, how far? Goodbye. We can swap out the gloves for something else. There we go. Now we are chunks. Disney does not do sequels. What Disney should do... Oh, barely fucking made that. You can see my model clipped over it. What Disney should do is they should make many, many, many one-off movies. Multiple one-off movies that are just good. We get to 32. Alright. What is our physical method? 200? One. There. Once we can wear the full set of armor, we'll start grinding to get our health and everything up. Because our strength is at what we need it to be now. Actually, I think our strength is still good. We're just gonna have to grind a lot. Alright. Alright, and goodbye. Oh. Didn't quite knock him over off the bridge. Just whip this real quick. The Iron Golem from Minecraft. Yeah, goodbye, sir. Poor an Iron Golem. Humanity. And there's our massive load of souls. Which we will now proceed to go and buy the helmet, as well as a whole bunch of large shards. This is technically 2 levels, though. What will that bring our endurance up to? 49? Let me look at something. Oh, it's gonna get a whole lot worse, trust me. We haven't even gotten our primary weapon yet. And our primary weapon weighs as much as an entire suit of armor does. You think I'm round now? You haven't seen shit. Our primary weapon Here. Our primary weapon. He does, yes. The armor is quite effective because of that. Our primary weapon weighs as much as our torso armor, our handguard armor, and our leg armor all combined. It's just slightly under that. Because it'll be 19.1 if you combine all of those. Our main armor that we're going to be using. Our main armor that we're going to be using for this game is 50 pounds for every piece. I know I'm going to get that right now, actually. It's the onion armor. Don't worry what them black spots are about. Oh! There we go. If you're wondering why I'm so scared about that, because your equipment load is what depends on your fucking jump distance and your roll distance. There's the last piece of this. I already got all these. Give me a few of these. Just buy it.
Go along. Try and
Now we can have a proper weapon that doesn't weigh 7 tons that we can use. Oh! Oh my god. Alright. So, let's get our proper weapon. We are going to have our endurance at 90, probably by the end of this. So our endurance here will be at 90 by the end of the game. Yes, but the round man cannot pick up the sword because the round man is incredibly heavy as is. There we go. This is our armor. For now. This is our second armor before we get our good armor. Quite round. Quite powerful. 30, huh? There it is. You have to skip out on the helmet then. Two-hand the bastard sword. Go. Now this thing's actually doing damage. Ooh. Indeed, it is the Katarina armor. Yeah, despite us literally not having a single health upgrade, we're actually quite hard to kill now. Nothing will one-shot us, but everything will bring us to low health. That's basically the rule with our character right now. And we're gonna go into a very nice place. An Orlando. And keep in mind, this is not even our final form, or the final weapon we will be using. Our actual weapon is going to be... Our actual weapon is going to be far more powerful. Okay. There we go. Good damage. And Titanite shards galore. Alright, here we go. There's technically a mountain pass there, but fuck it. Huh? A bot. While we are getting killed. You alright, Draco? How distracted are you right now? Oh yeah, you're grinding on Arc. There it is. And Orlando. Okay. Eyes. And Orlando. Here we are. This is where we get the armor we're not going to be able to wear for a while. And this is where we find these guys. Where we want to put the serpent ring on, because these guys are easy kills. As you can see. And they give lots of souls. The issue is their shield acts as basically a wall. One. Oh. Yeah, we can stagger them. We stopped grinding a little bit ago. In the same world. Well, as far as like canonicity, I don't see a reason why not. Oh yeah, this girl is down here. I forgot about her. But I don't think it would affect anything magically.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anorlando, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old key,
But why not give them, if there's two types of... Yeah, she can restore her substance.
What is it? What?
She's a firekeeper. Why not just, like, give them a varying of name? Like, the red panda is different than the actual panda. If there's two types of basilisks, why not give one of them the stone basilisk? Well, then that's the one that can turn you to stone, while the other one is named, say, the bar basilisk. Or maybe just the feathered basilisk. Something like that. Come on. There we go. Got trapped in the corner. I thought I could kill him in time, but not quite. Tail of a snake. Honestly. Can I two-shot them with this? Let me find out. If I can two-shot them with this, I'll just run around naked. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of grinding here. God, our roll is so fucking long like this. Nah, we might be able to. Yes. Yes, we can. We can two-shot them with this. There is an enemy variety within Dark Souls 2. God damn it, I can't get around him on that second one. Because he's so close to the damn ledge. Ugh. What? It has a little bit of like linger. A little bit of linger. Oh. A little bit of linger. Hey, quit jumping. So, are you kidding me? You gotta be perfect with that. Your iframes have to be super wide. Your iframes have to be super wide. I thought I could stagger him. Yeah. Fucker. He keeps fucking jumping around. If I catch him, he dies, but I can't quite catch him. There. Right through his fucking wrist. Right through his fucking wrist. Okay. I'm trying to think, where would I go now? Oh yeah, the fucking chest in the corner. I forgot about those. Yeah, you can, if you get in the right angle, you can lead these guys away from each other. In hell. Oh, at least we have another level. There we go. Right now, I mean, if you're in the mood for it. Twinkling Titanite. Ah, hello, sir. So, okay, Draco, before you go and do anything, let's make an example. See how this chain on this chest is slightly bent backwards in a arc shape? A mimic's chain will be pointing straight forwards. Also, if you couldn't tell by that massive amount of bloodstains on the ground, where idiots have randomly opened the chest and died. It's a mimic. These things are fucking creepy. However, at least they drop good stuff, like a crystal halberd, which is useless to us. Oh, that reminds me. Oh! That reminds me. I must do the thing. Ow. There. I have to do the thingy. The thingy. Almost got 2 levels. Another 100,000 more. But never like magic items. I find that the DMs that I get never give us to them, or if they give us to them, they're all fucking useless. There we go. Giant shield? What is this? It's a great shield. 36 great shield. And it kinda sucks. I mean, it's got average high, but its stability is like nowhere near the stone great shield. Longsword called Rot. The longswords are very versatile. They literally have a versatile feature. Ah! You can't say that fucking shield took that. That shield did not take that. Vorpal's good for champions and like brutes and hexblades. Huh? Can't jump a second time. Mimic? No mimic. Titanite. Demon Titanite. That's Ornstein. Okay, so on the other side there must be Smo. I believe I can already see him. Indeed. Necrotic damage. Here we go, another endurance. Very nice. And back to work. It's already 7, unfortunately. Already 7. I tell you what. Here in a couple minutes. Huh? I'll tell you a story that I've been meaning to. My god, what the fuck? I got pulled by his fucking halberd. That's why I ended up there. That's actually a giant's halberd. I think those are actually pretty good weapons, but they have like a 2% chance of dropping them. An action? God damn, that's stiff. I make that a bonus action. Like, that action isn't even like slightly worth using. Because like, who's gonna be using that? Like, fighters? Okay. Hexblades. Okay. Barbarians. Okay. Like, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to ever use that in any situation. Because the thing is about melee weapons, giving them an action effect, it has to be really worth it. Like, it has to be really fucking worth it. Because the people who are going to be using the melee attacks... yeah, bonus action. There's a reason second wind is a bonus action, right? Bonus action. I'll be right back. How does something like that even happen? Second wind is a full action? Well, if it's a full action, that would be redundant because you could just use Healing Surge. Yeah, it's a bonus action. Second wind. You have limited well of stamina that you can draw on to protect yourself from harm. On your turn, you can use your bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level. Once you use this feature, you must finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. Yeah, it would be pointless if it was a bonus action, because if a main action, because if it was a main action, there you just have something better called Healing Surge. There'd be no point in it. Probably. I don't know why a DM would ever do something like that. So that would be really weird, because like, maybe if you don't know that Healing Surge is a thing, you could think that Second Wind is really OP. What the fuck? That keeps happening occasionally when I get hit by them. I get like jerked around by their halberd. Can't look at the timing on that. Also, I keep getting fucking blocked by the weird fucking... that. Like the weird fucking junky ass movement they have. 62. No halberd yet, unfortunately. What? The end of my sword hit the very bottom of his shield. So it deflected it and didn't do any damage. That was pretty crazy. Bloodthorn. Touches it, clear, grab, blast, rapier. Corpse. Same thing. There. $62. 68. Okay. 70. Well, no. God damn it. I keep getting, like, fucking pulled around. I'm trying to get behind him. I'm trying to get him into a good position. If I can just get, like, hit in the right spot. Almost do. Resets every day. Here, hello. Let me heal real quick. How the fuck did that hit him? +5. Well, that's nice. The +5 weapon is always appreciated. Okay, I think 80 would be our mark. Thinking about it, I'm pretty sure 80 is what we need. Okay, hold on. Let me do some math. Let me look away from the screen real quick. Get on the Dark Souls wiki. Here we go. 190, 80, 80, 84. How much? Uh, 26. 93? 95. Ooh, we're gonna have to go all the way to 100. Yep, it looks like we're getting our endurance all the way to 100. At least at some point. Unless we just want pure damage. entirely sure. I'm trying to think. Trying to think. Something for players. Okay. Hit him in the fucking wrist. Shit. Look for magic items. I have a weird relationship with magic items. There we go. The answer is yes, I can one-shot them if I get a good angle on their back. Let me tell you a story, Draco. Are you ready for the story? I'll tell it to you now. I'll tell you the story now. I meant to be telling you this back when we were playing the Bloodborne DLC, but I didn't have enough time to. But now that we're just grinding, trying to get our stats up a little bit higher. By the way, our endurance is going to be 99 by the end of this, unfortunately. Let me tell you the story of Sarah, alright? So Sarah is an NPC within the My Hero Twisting World campaign that I do on the channel, right? Sarah is a much beloved NPC by the players. The players love him. He's basically a meme because he has this habit of every time I play Sarah in any combat, I roll incredibly well. And this has been consistent throughout the campaign. He's crit multiple people. In the actual academy, he criticaled his teacher so hard that it almost broke his arm. Like, yeah, not quite. I leave them at very low. He is notorious. Sarah is. Sarah is notorious. Let me tell you the story of Sarah. So, Sarah... Oh yeah, the teacher was still alive. It was a training exercise, but Sarah just got one really good lucky shot with his Dragunov. So, let me tell you the story. Sarah was born into a very important family. Sarah was born into a family known as the Maxim family. Maxim family had become very well known because his father, Maxim, during his lifetime had become the number two hero in the United States. In America, he goes by Maximan. He has the quirk to imbue things with helium and randomly create helium gases to cause things to become exponentially lighter. He basically has light and touch, where everything becomes lighter when he's touching it. This is Sarah's father. Sarah has 3 older siblings. Sarah is actually the youngest out of all 3. Sarah is also the only child of his mother. Maximan had a wife previously, but she unfortunately died. It imbues them with helium. It doesn't like literally... It doesn't literally put helium in them. It causes the air and the atoms around them and the atoms of their skin to act as if it was as light as helium. And he can also do that in reverse. He can make things heavier by giving them a heavy gas. It imbues them with that helium, those helium properties. He hit me with his phantom range. These places are so difficult to fight in. These little, like, cathedral places. What? There we go. So basically, he can touch somebody, and then they just start floating upwards, and they weigh significantly less. Or he can touch a building. He can touch a building, and just like... Yeah. They can, yeah, just have them fly extremely high and they can't do anything about it. They just float off. Or he can touch a building and make it as light as a pencil. His very powerful quirk is one of the reasons he became the #2 hero, right? That's Sarah's father. Sarah's father is the #2 hero and is considered to be... What the fuck? That shield is kind of jank, not gonna lie. No, it just kind of happens. One of the reasons his outfit has gloves which can then become fingerless gloves. Anything he touches with his skin specifically has this happen to it. Now he has found a way around this. Using dead skin particles, he's been able to make a skin-tight suit for him to wear in everyday life, which allows him to turn off and on the ability, but his actual skin itself always has this effect on constantly. 24. So, not great. Not the best way to live, but he still does it. So, Maximan's first wife was a fire user, right? And this... he had 2 children with her before her death. And this created 2 children. It was a boy and a girl. Twins, actually, same age. They have, I would describe it like a concentrated flamethrower quirk. They have a fire quirk where they're able to create fire at vast distances by summoning up hydrogen gases. It's like a spontaneous combustion quirk. They're heroes as well. One of them is 24, the other one is also 24. They are heroes within the Heroes Association. There it is, the Giant's Halberd. This is a very okay weapon. I actually used it in a playthrough one time. There it is. As far as 36 strength, it has lightning damage naturally imbued to it. certainly does. I'm sure it is something that often happens within My Hero, in the My Hero universe. So they can just summon this stuff, right? Now, Maximan's third child with her had a stranger ability, almost a mutation, where he can touch anything. He is 20 years old. He can touch anything and make whatever that thing is go up or down. That is the most literal form of his quirk. It's not helium. It makes things go up or down. Alright. So like if he touched a number on a piece of paper, there was the number 1, he could raise that to the number 5 and it would just become the number 5. No. Literally. Like reality bending, it goes up and down. So if he touched a bottle cap, like I'm doing right now, he touched a bottle cap and said he wanted it to go down, the bottle cap would snap out of existence. If he wanted it to go up, it would create another bottle cap. Yeah, he literally makes things higher. He makes things much, much higher. It's a mutation, a very odd mutation of his father's quirk. Now, it is, unlike his siblings' quirks, his quirk is actually very taxing on him to actually use. Just making new fucking matter will do that to you. You can just make new matter, so he's not a hero. He works in finances. He's 20 years old, and he works in finance. He's actually in college, funnily enough. Listening to his quirk. Well, that's the point, actually. That includes, like, let's say you were high, right? He could touch you and make you higher. Or he could make you sober. He magnifies and decreases things. There it is, 50, 135. That's how it works. I believe 42, 30. I believe I can now knock 36. I do want to do that as I can. Closer. Because that is illegal. That is incredibly illegal. And he will probably be killed for doing that by multiple members of the government and multiple members of the mafia of various different countries. That is, counterfeiting, is what we call it. And the US government has developed ways to find pork-using counterfeiters like this. Have to protect their assets, quirks or not. Heroes or not, they have to protect their assets. What? No, maybe in this world where people don't have magic fucking powers, but counterfeiting in that world extends to the production or the use of money through any quirks. Yes. but the manipulation of currency through quirks is illegal. It's not allowed. You're not even allowed to do that in a business. It's illegal. People have outlawed it so the world isn't in chaos. There has to be rules to a system. After all, capitalism wins over quirks, as we have learned from the show. So, that is Sarah's older brother. He works in finances, specifically. Breaking the law. Yes, he obviously does that to use his quirk to then break the law, as he does not care. As you will find many people do it. So, that's Sarah's family. Now, Sarah's mother, like I said, is different than their mother. Maximan's original wife died, unfortunately, from an illness. Specifically from cancer. Lung cancer in particular. She died from lung cancer. Probably from her workplace environment, as she worked in a glass factory. Wow. As she worked in a glass factory and had a lot of issues with it. Decrease the amount of cancer. I mean, I suppose if, like, he was conscious at the time, I suppose that is something he could have done. But as an infant, probably not. Destroying life like that is also pretty hard for him, so maybe. It's hard to say. If he trained, he could, because it's based on a stamina system. So I know, because of how his power works and how much stamina it costs him to use, he could have done that. No, he was far too young. Hell, even now he probably still couldn't. Because I'm thinking, like, what it takes for his quirk to remove certain aspects of a character sheet, and I'm pretty sure it takes 50 stamina, and he doesn't even have that. I'm pretty sure he has somewhere around 20. Keep forgetting that shield has like a weird, really weird lingering hitbox. He's not a hero. He's not a villain neither. He just wants to, you know, live a life that isn't full of constant intensive training. But afterwards, Maximan, or just Max, got another job. He got into the hero ship properly. Instead of just being a sidekick, he became one of the top heroes. Eventually, he also, a few years later, 2 years later, he remarried. And he could be, yes. He certainly could be, if he wanted to just push himself to the absolute brink of destruction. Yes. He could just decrease the amount of bacteria in the human body. So long as he knows what it is, he can do it. But that also works the other way around. Yes. I didn't think he had enough range. No, his phantom range is actually better. Ooh. That's another reason. That's another reason he kind of doesn't want to do it. If he, you know, trains like that. If he trains like that. Keep forgetting about the weird lingering hitbox. There we go. You do more damage to him. Well, there's a couple downsides. If he trains like that and does become that powerful, he's immediately on a list, right? He's immediately on a list of the Heroes Association, multiple villain groups. Like, he is going to be watched, and that's something that, you know, he obviously doesn't want in his life. He becomes a problem for a lot of people. Because, yes, he could use this power to be a cure-all, but at the same time, he could use the power to decrease the number of cells connecting your brain to the rest of your body. And people don't like it when other people have that kind of power. Oh my. People certainly do not like it when other people have that kind of power. So, you'd much rather just live a normal life. Instead of being, you know, chased down by a villain group or executed by the Heroes Association in some back alley somewhere. I'm sure it wouldn't. As long as you avoid the Heroes Association assassins, I'm sure it would be alright. I thought he dropped something for a second. Fucker, I keep forgetting my primary starts on the right side. There we go. Oh, that's the thing. Technically, yes. If he had, like, fine understanding of the weapon itself. Is how his quirk works mechanically, right? Is it works based on a point system, based on how much stamina he currently has at his maximum. So, and he needs to make an Arcana roll to manipulate certain objects, blah, blah, blah. Basically, to manipulate, like, weapons, like proper weapons, he needs, like, the artisan's tools to do that. So he knows how to do it and how they function. Now, I know a couple things that would. The Heroes Association before you even got a chance. That's the thing as well, right? The Heroes Association is very different nowadays, Drake. The Heroes Association just, if they think you're too much of a threat, even if you haven't committed a crime, they will just kill you. And in America, killing with heroes is perfectly legal, in fact. In fact, heroes are assumed to do it. I mean, hell, one of the players has a very similar quirk. Hello? Am I here? Okay, yeah, this is working. Hello? Can you hear me? Am I alive? On himself? No, he cannot use that power on himself. He cannot use that power on himself. That's one of the downsides to the quirk. One of the inbuilt downsides that I made it for. It's just, the thing is, the quirk leaves him, like, so vulnerable after its use. It's like you have no stamina. Depending on its uses, you could have levels of exhaustion, although that's uncommon for him to get, so long as he's not affecting anything large, like a building. Like multiplying a building, or the floors of a building. See, when powerful quirks like this exist, if you use them or not, you have a target on you. From the day you are born to the day you die. It's not a gift, it's a curse. No, it would not. They don't care. They have all the money and the power. The Heroes Association is horribly corrupt and has more power than most of the governments. No, they're not a dictatorship. They're not taking over countries. They're just manipulating things from the shadows. Hell, keep in mind, a number 9 hero, a top 10 number 9 hero was killed by them at one point. It was made to look like an accident, but everyone kind of knows that he might have been taken out by his superiors. I just wanted to properly represent the Heroes Association now that they haven't been stopped or taught a lesson in My Hero. And this is the best way I could represent them. What you want to do is pretend like you don't have a quirk at all, or be born outside of a hospital. Yeah, that's a pretty important thing. Yeah, that certainly helps. And do keep in mind, in this campaign, there was a very big separation between the American Heroes Association, which is very corrupt, very dark, run like a mafia, basically, and the Japan Association, which is far better morally and far less corrupt. Far less corrupt. Mostly because of Deku. Deku has cracked down on corruption within the Japanese Heroes Association quite a bit since his graduation. So yeah, the Heroes Association has basically become a mafia. AKA money and power. The reason this happened that is somewhat true, yes. Technically, they are not the government. They do not run the government. And they have no jurisdiction in the government, necessarily. They have some, but not very much. But so that very reason is why the more corrupt sections of the association have turned to the dark side. Well, Deku is pretty much safe so long as he doesn't work for the American Association. Like I said, the Japanese Association is incredibly clean. Incredibly so. Thanks to him, specifically. Although there are a good few people in America who would like him gone, as he is trying to push into America and do the same thing in America as well, because obviously just by what I have told you, like, top 10 heroes are not safe. It doesn't matter how popular you are, if the association is run like a mafia, it's a problem. Keep in mind, here's something for you. The association will, under the table, this is something we saw in-game, in campaign, the association under the table will hire students of UA to do hits on people. Like, they will hire people under the table to do hits on people with their quirk, pointing it out as an incident in training. Depending on the actions of the players, maybe. Maybe. Corrupt Japan? No, not quite. There's no money in it over there. Japan is a little bit too clean. There's too many laws holding back what a lot of those people would want to do, right? Now, Germany, on the other hand, that's where it's at, because the Heroes Association has then moved to Germany and England as well. Without the players' intervention, they would go to Germany. Germany has a very... It's in an in-between state right now, and Germany doesn't have very many laws the same way that Japan does to prevent high-level corruption of the Heroes Association. Whoa! Oh, no. But oh, that's a rare attack. That was a shield shove. I haven't seen that in a while. Somewhat. That really depends on, like, the heroes themselves within the association. But they would be in running for one of the groups that can take over the world. So what the fuck was that range? I was nowhere near that. It went right over my head and it still hit me. But they would definitely be in the good running of the groups that could take over the world. They'd be in, like, the top 10 that I would expect to be able to do as much. I wouldn't say Deku is the only one, though. There's another hero. There is another hero by the name of Yuri. He's the #1 Japanese hero currently. I'd say he's probably also an issue. Mr. Dream is another issue. Maximan himself is another issue. Like, a lot of the top heroes are top heroes because they're either so powerful there aren't too many heroes or assassins which they can use to kill them, or it's because they themselves are also corrupt, like the #3 hero from America, Bang, who is a pretty big contributor to all the corruption within the Heroes Association, right? There are other people trying to make the Heroes Association better. It's just Deku's literal job currently is to do that. Yes, I can just literally avoid that. Ooh. Boom. 1, that's something that could happen. That's something that could happen, although probably only in America. Once again, like poisoning any one of the other Heroes Associations, that's very difficult for anyone. There we go. I was trying to get between his legs so I wouldn't hit his shield. Concentrate there for a second. I had to like shimmy. Basically right now things are kind of in like a standstill, right? Like a stalemate. There's a confliction of culture. That, my friend, is where ginseng comes in. Sorry, I bit my tongue. Hold on. That is where ginseng comes in. This guy has actually been quite relevant to the campaign. So, if you've watched any episodes of the campaign, you'll know that a tea is frequently used. Because of the rampant corruption, right? There must be steps taken. Hold on. I need to kill them. There we go. There must be steps taken for safety. That's where people like ginseng come in. Poisoning is not going to work. Specifically for the purpose that people like ginseng and others are in, where ginseng can just make anything edible. And he does too. He's actually the Heroes Association's personal chef and everything. And not only that, they have plans for this. Public poisonings in places like KFC or outings. Ginseng can do that too. The Heroes Association knows that it is corrupt and there are people that want to kill them, so they live very unprivate lives to compensate for this. And get people like Ginseng and Holham, I've never pronounced that name properly, which can prevent their deaths. If quirks are used to kill them, then quirks can be used to save their lives. That's just unfortunately the world they live in. It is a stalemate, true and true. Because also, even taking a step out of the Heroes Association, if a mass poisoning in Japan happened of multiple people, the Japanese government would get involved, and they could find out what happened. And then the American Heroes Association would be fucked, right? Because there's no amount of corruption you can do anything against a government, one of the world's superpowers. And if it happened backwards, if there was like a corruption purge, that is another thing. That is another thing that could happen as well, yes. Supporting rebel groups in Japan. Like, supporting villain groups is something that they could do as well, right? But once again, it's very risky. For this corruption to spread, it has to be slow. It has to be through shaking hands and, you know, stuff like that. Only when you're in a true position of power do you want to commit a Night of the Black Knives incident. Trust me, I know how to be a corrupt politician. I've played many of them. Only when you are in a position of power where you can swoop in and truly take all of that power, with only the resistance of the people you are currently killing stopping you, is the time that you want to do something like what many tyrants in the past have done. I got sticky rolled there. That could have been bad. After all, Hitler didn't rise to power and commit his fucking night of the I forget what it's called. It's like the Night of Black or something like that. He didn't do that from a position like on a council or anything. No, he did that when he became chancellor. people full on assassins, that would be hard, right? That would be hard. Funding is more what they want to do, right? Because funding you can't trace very easily. Paper money especially is difficult, so long as it's spent properly. So if they wanted to, funding would be where that goes. Yes, the Knight of Long Knives. Hitler didn't do the Knight of Long Knives when he was on a council or anything. He did that when he became Chancellor, when there were very few people that could stop him to begin with. The Knight of Black Knives is, that's Elden Ring. Come on, kill. Not quite. It leaves them at very low hit points. If they really wanted to take over Japan, they take over Germany first. Germany is kind of their main-ish target if they wanted to really do a full-on war. Now, supporting assassins and recruiting them into rebel groups, a little bit more difficult, but yeah, something like that could work. Something like that could work. But once again, that's risky still, right? Because here's an example, right? There is a quirk user. His quirk isn't too common, but multiple people have it, but he's the one person who uses it as like a hero. There's a quirk user by the name of Mahan. Mahan's quirk is that he watches reality. He can play back and watch someone's reality as if it's like a film, right? And he can do this to people inside of the film. So he could track down the people doing that simply by just using his quirk in multiple successions. And that's why this is such a slow process. I think we have another level. Because there are, even if you're perfect, there are just quirks that can fuck you. Unfortunately. Oh. He's using his shield very well. There we go. I know I can sneak a hit in on his wrist if he lets his shield down like that, because of how small I am compared to him. He's a little bit too tall for his own good, unfortunately. He has to bend down quite far to swing at me. Got another level. Our bleed resist is going off the charts. 53. That's the thing. Right? Those who can track them, that's like thousands of people, if need be. It's not like a group of 12, it's a group of thousands. And that is much harder to get rid of than a group of a couple hundred. You gotta keep in mind, it's more than just the Heroes Association. It's police, the government, multiple governments, things like that. That's why its progress is so slow in this kind of business and it's so risky. Because if it gets into the hands of the right people, well, that's the issue. And if you got someone who can use a quirk that can hide that, that's even better. Corruption isn't about killing. It's not about setting up accidents. It's about slow progress. Corruption isn't about killing. It's about slow and steady progress towards a certain idea. An ideal. One person here or there who could pose a threat to the Heroes Association overall, and you could partially justify? Well, that's fine. Is it not? Remember this, Putin didn't kill his way to the top, although death was certainly... Okay. Death was certainly part of it. It was an idea amongst his peers and his co-workers. A certain philosophy that he needed to push. There we go. I know I can just sneak it in on him. He needed supporters. He needed to get people on his side. God damn it, that fucking weird. I wouldn't call that a glitch, it's just an unintended mechanic. There we go. He needed to get people on his side. He needed to make slow progress. Took years to do something like that. A lot of killing, sure, but death isn't the main part of it. Getting rid of all your enemies through killing them just looks bad. You can look bad when you have all the power, as he does now. Never. I never became a political streamer, I'm just telling the truth. And I am open with what I believe in. As many VTubers want to be, but are unable to. I will never hide what I believe. Not from anyone. As I'm sure you wouldn't. Is this game? No, it's not, goddammit. Okay. Listen, I'm not telling you how to do tax fraud, I'm just telling you how to push an idea. These conversations, I am glad as well, Draco. These conversations make this horrible grind fest even moderately bearable. Especially with these assholes who keep using walls as shields for some reason. I'm not even sure if this is a good build, Draco. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not even sure if this is viable. Constantly cranking endurance makes it very hard for me to die so long as I'm good at the game. How you doing? How you doing, David? My ass hurts. Hey, bro, where were you last night? We waited for you for like 2 hours. I eventually just went to bed. You kind of disappeared. We were waiting for you in call for a while because we were waiting for you to like show up and do stuff. Then you just disappeared. We waited on you for like 2 hours in call. It's literally, it was in the fucking server. Oh no, I mistimed that. It was literally in the server. I said I was going to do some stuff tonight. I even told you. Were you just not properly awake? You might have just not been paying attention. Well, no, I don't know that for a fact, Draco, because he has forgotten some shit like that before. Not gonna lie to you, Draco. He has forgotten entire things like that. Oh, I see. So that's what's up. You muted the server and you didn't see my message. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Undiagnosed autism. Well, maybe. I wouldn't doubt it if it came out as yes. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, me and him were kind of wait. God damn it! I forgot about that splash damage. What? Me and him were kind of waiting for you for a while. We were wondering if you were all right. There we go. That's some nice shit right there. That's a good hit. There we go. That's a good kill. What? Like it's supposed to. And their abilities. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be telling you guys a fucking story about fucking... supposed to be telling you a story about Sarah, but I got too caught up with the idea of corruption in a system and explaining how people corrupt things. Let me use quotations here. I am not a political person, nor am I a political streamer. I just don't hide my opinions. All things considered, I think my opinions are very safe compared to what other streamers surely think. But let me continue about Sarah. Sarah's mother has a quirk that allows her to harden her skin and become much, much heavier, right? Perhaps even silly. Motherfucker, you're the one to talk, David. We both know you are 12 times as silly as I am. You're the one with a beard. That's fucking cringe. You wouldn't even be able to be hired anywhere in Japan. I mean, come on. They don't do that shit. They're civilized people. God damn. Why are you so fucking cringe? Oh, they're civilized people, damn it. Why are you so fucking cringe? The local clown. Honk, honk. I'm not talking about you, Drago. I'm talking about this man's beard. This man, imagine, like, literal classical lumberjack beard. Oh, God, no. That looks bad. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. Classical lumberjack beard with Justin Bieber haircut. That's what this man has. He has the beaver bowl. And that's why I love him. He's amazing. Oh my god. Oh. 400. 300. The bowl. I'm homeless for once. Hey, listen, man. You're the one who lives inside of a giant pumpkin. All I'm saying is you look like that kid from that story real hard sometimes. James and the Giant Peach, except it's David and the Giant Pumpkin. So it's a router, sir. Either way, are you back on D2 now, or no? You're not doing that anymore. Please tell me you're not back on D2. Draco, this man has an obsession with Destiny 2. He recently broke it and he's clean, but I'm hoping I didn't actually accidentally get him back on it by talking about it. You're not back on D2, right? Right. It's been nearly 6 months. Alright, this man was literally one of the people you make memes about in the Destiny community. He was. I got him addicted to Nikke, funnily enough, so he could fulfill his desires. I stopped playing Nikke a while ago, though. Like a couple days. About 2 weeks now. I got off of it myself, because I wasn't enjoying the constant feed of events. I'll probably come back to it eventually. I got plenty of film rolls to go over any of the events. Did I miss? There we go. Anime style takedown. Oh. I'm not a Trials player. Well, that is a good point. He's not a Trials player. You just need a hit. Nah, he's been clean, man. He's been clean. He hasn't played D2 in a while. He hasn't played D2 in a long, long time. He's clean. He doesn't need it anymore. Ah. I have D2. God, it sucks so much. I hate Destiny. The original Destiny was pretty good. I love the Dark Below. That was really fun. What a sight, eh? Ah. You're on your own. What keeps killing people here? Do you just like literally shoot the dude and die? Yes, you do. You just get roll caught. Okay. Touch the pillar. There we go. Yeah, he's an ARC player. David knows a thing or two about that. He knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two. We are... Or even worse, God will find you one day. I don't know how anyone could like that game. But you know what? To each their own, I suppose. Maybe I'm just not that kind of person. If the breeding system wasn't as awful, I would probably play it. Same thing with Power World. I played Power World a little bit. I don't like it. I don't like it. There we go. 55. Really? Damn. All the DLC already. Yeah, that is true though. God damn it, quit jumping away, you little shit. Fuck. Wait, hold on, I gotta look something up. What does our weapon take to upgrade? Dragon scales. Takes dragon scales. Okay. EVE Online. Almost time to end stream. You know what? I got a little time before I have to end stream. You know what I'm gonna do? Holy shit, we can roll. We can roll with the bastard sword in our hand. No, we can't for some reason. We just did though. Oh god, I believe it was Concord, wasn't it? It was, yeah, it was Concord. There we go. It was... a whole lot of money to go to waste. How can I still not roll? Wait, are those the same weight? 4.5, 4.5, they are. They're the exact same weight. You know what, how about we just go full weight? Just full weight, fat roll all the way. $300, 328, 304 is pretty good. No hit round. What do you mean no hit and run? I can just roll. Wow, I take no damage. It doesn't matter that I haven't upgraded my health once. There we are. Well, I think. Yeah, he's a broke boy, unfortunately. He hasn't found any way to sell anything he has. He hasn't found a product yet. So 3 is what we're aiming for. Can I use a long throw? Yes, I can. So 3 is what we're aiming for. We're probably pretty close to what we need to use the bastard sword. We can roll like this. Where is the sweet spot? 32. Go over 32. 33. Go over 33. $34. Go over 34. We might be like 1 pound away. $35. We are 1 carry capacity pound away from being able to wear the full set. With a bastard sword. I'm not sure. Honestly, 300 while we're wearing the steel protective ring. I don't have a ring. Yeah, wait. While we're wearing the steel protective ring, we have 300 physical defense with this, which is pretty good. If we get our endurance up to like 99, Ooh. Yeah, look at that. Holy shit, we just take no damage. That was the blast that used to cut our health in half before. Yeah, we would normally die from that. Definitely D2. Definitely D2. Knowing he only played for 4 seasons and knowing the amount of money he sank into it, it would be worse. It would be so much fucking worse. Well, it seems it is time. Four years, yeah, that is true. How long were you on D1 for? Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go. I have. But 5 years, probably. They're gonna milk that Destiny 2 for all they can first. There we go. Damn. Keep in mind, we have no health upgrades. And we don't even have our ring on. Seven years, you think, huh? Seven years. I didn't. It was his roommate that did. $350. Uh-oh. There we go. Ooh. The shield barely got us. There we go. Hmm? Hold on, let me read that. Yeah! Oh. 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 There we go. Base D1, Rise of Iron, then base D2 a few months. Final shape. He is in fact addicted to CK3, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he is in fact addicted to CK3. And the auto chest. I fucking hate chests. 52, 55. He plays CK3 probably at least 40 hours a week, maybe. If he can. If he can. If work doesn't get in the way, he'll play it 40 hours a week. No, I hate chess. Mostly because the chess community just isn't very good. Also, I was mandated to take one fucking... right before high school, in grade school, I was mandated to do some chess, a little bit of chess training in one of my classes by one of my teachers during an entire semester. She was fucking insane. Poker's fun. Poker's a lot of fun. Me and David have played poker. It was fun. A lot of people have died, right? Oh, Giant's Halberd. Nice. That makes 3 of them. Oh. Oh, damn. 311. Nice. God, it's horrible using these fucking heavy rolls, man. Just being so fucking slow is so irritating. I need the snappy rolls real bad. Go and grind on arc, well, I can't stop you. I believe we should be able to... Yep, roll normally now. Nice. Fucking nice. Yes, 3 and 4. 600. That's like my fucking Dark Souls 2 numbers. That's insane. It was like crack, man. Oh, I bet it was. Oh. Okay. I'll tell the story of Sarah tomorrow. Thank you all so much for coming, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.